So one question: when you were new to the world of photography, how did you educate yourself? कि अलग अलग subjects ऊपर series था है. These are the kind of subjects that are appreciated by the critics, or this is what the art gallery world is. What the education के विरते था.
See, even till date, I believe that if you want to grow in life, the best education is through Guru Shishya mode only. I believe in that totally. Right? તમને જો સાચો ગુરુ મળ્યો ને એને તમારો હાથ પકડી લીધું તો then તમને એના પાસથી શીખવામાં જે કરવું પડે કરો. Right? So I had three of the best gurus. Fauzan was there, then obviously Raghu was there, and Doshi Sahab was there. So whatever they give you, you basically absorb everything in your life and you do everything to go out of way to do it. Right? Like to be with Raghu, we had to travel, leave everything, go with him, drive the car, shoot so much, and basically it took me 3-4 years to even understand what he was trying to tell me. And same with Doshi, I was never an architectural photographer. So the best education that I got was from these gurus, because they don't teach you exactly what you need to do in photography, but they give you values of life which you can incorporate in everything you do and become a better person, a better photographer, better creator, and ultimately a more happier person, which helps you become a better creative person. So I think gurus to change. And secondly, technically, if you are technically more sound, your process of shooting becomes easier. Like today, if I'm photographing you and I'm struggling 20 times just to set the camera, seeing karu, te karu, then the whole process of shooting becomes difficult for me and for you also. Right? So technically, I was educating myself on my own. I was reading books, and by that time YouTube I gyu, so last 10 years, till date, I see a lot of documentaries or even 10-12 technical films every day I see. 5-7 minutes. So I spend at least 30-40 minutes every day on learning the technology bit. So it's all been self-learned too, sir. And obviously through the gurus. Yeah.
ત્રણેય ગુરુમાંથી કોઈ એક if you have to highlight one.
No.
You can't.
Every person, it's like choosing between your father and mother, right?
No. One value or one learning takeaway from each.
So everything, so what I learned, see, if you look at Doshi at 95 or 96 also, or Raghu today must be about 82, these people are still, live, eat, breathe. Everything around them revolves only around their main passion. So whether it was architecture for Doshi uncle or it is photography for Raghu, right? The moment they wake up, they are thinking about photography, they are shooting, they are creating.
Obsessed.
Right? They are like little children.
Yeah.
કે એમના માટે photography રમકડું તો છે, but they want to play with it 24/7.
Yeah.
Right? The moment he finishes a shoot and comes in, he wants to see the images. Like till date, if I go with him on a shoot, I come back and I don't look at my work for 1 month. કે યાર કાલથી ધંધે લાગવાનું છે, આપણે પ્રોજેક્ટ છે પતાવ પછી જોઈશું યાર એ કામ. પણ they will look at the work and they will try and improve. So what helps me the most is if people tell me today also કે boss, you have achieved so much, you are a great photographer, તમને તમારે શું, like somebody like you has invited me to a talk today, right? So what I still have in the back of the mind is I know what last month when I was a Raghu, what he shot, I could not reproduce it. Or I could not be even close to what he did. So I know I'm at still 1% of what I can do. Because we have, so the biggest learning from these guys has been, one, you need to be obsessed and totally into what you're doing. Only then, એ લોકોને એવી કોઈ complaints જ નથી કે બસ આમાં પૈસો આ છે તે છે. They just want to create. So one, we had to be at it. And secondly, that constant desire to improve, to grow, to create was there in them. That's what, helps them come where they are. So that's the biggest learning I've taken from them.
So be obsessed with what you're passionate about and keep learning, keep advancing your skills in that.
Like technically karta also, they help you become better in human beings in life, right?
Yeah.
એટલે like he used to say કે પૈસાથી તને mattresses તો મળી જશે, હું ક્યાંથી લાવીશ? Right? So basically they helped me become a photographer, and today every Monday to Sunday, so even if somebody calls me ke kale shoot che paisa ke now, I am very happy I'm going, because today also I believe ke why people paying me to do what I want to do. And secondly, even on a Sunday morning, I'm going out and doing what I'm liking, right? So work is not a work anymore for me. So I travel 20 days, 25 days in a month and still have no complaints in life. I'm enjoying thoroughly what I'm doing.
પણ સર તમે જ્યારે કરતા હતા few years back તો ઓછા લોકો હતા ફોટોગ્રાફી કરવાવાળા. That's why access to such big people was also a little open. હવે ડોન્ટ યુ ફીલ કે હવે એક ગુરુ શોધવા કે હવે એ મેન્ટોર શોધવા થોડા ડિફિકલ્ટ બિકોઝ એવરીબડી there are so many photographers.
ના એ વખતે ઓલ્સો સી લોટ ઓફ પીપલ માઇટ હેવ વોન્ટેડ ટુ મીટ ધીસ ગુરુઝ પણ તમારી અંદરની જો ડિઝાયર બહુ જ હોય એ કદાચ એ લોકો રીડ બી કરી લેતા હશે કે યુ નો ધીસ ગાય રિયલી વોન્ટ્સ ટુ બી અરાઉન્ડ મી એન્ડ ધીસ ગાય સમથિંગ વેર આઈ કેન ગીવ હિમ સમથિંગ રાઇટ સો દેટ ઓપનનેસ ટુ લર્ન ફ્રોમ ધેમ હેઝ ટુ બી દેર ઇવન ઇન ટુડેઝ એજ એન્ડ વર્લ્ડ ઇફ you are not open to be like lot of interns come to us like you know there was an intern who came to me and he showed me a photograph and I was looking at this and I told one intern ये क्या फालतू फोटो लिया सर क्या बात कर रहे हो कल इंस्टाग्राम पे डाला 1100 लाइक आया तो मैं कीधु 1100 एक बार लाइक मैं नहीं देने वाला हूँ तो अगर वो लेने आया तो निकल इधर से राइट एंड ही वेंट अवे ही कुड नॉट टेक इट राइट सो बेसिकली द होल आइडिया ऑफ बीइंग रेडी टू टेक क्रिटिसिज्म इज गॉन બિકોઝ ઇન્સ્ટાગ્રામ પર ડિસલાઇક બટન નથી હોતું અને કદાચ ડિસલાઇક બટન હોય ને તમે દબાઈ દો તો કાલથી પેલો તમારી જોડે વાત નહીં કરે કે પાર્થે તો ડિસલાઇક કર્યું મારો ફોટો રાઈટ યુ કાન્ટ એબ્ઝોર્બ ઇટ બટ યુ હેવ દેટ્સ વોટ યુ હેવ ટુ એબ્ઝોર્બ ફ્રોમ ધીસ પીપલ રાઈટ ટિલ ટુડે ઇફ સમ આર્કિટેક્ટ કમ્સ એન્ડ ટેલ્સ મી બસ મજા નહીં આયા યાર યુ નો આઈ ઓલવેઝ ઓર આઈ કોલ દેમ એન્ડ આસ્ક દેમ કે કેવું લાગ્યું કે નહીં અચ્છા ही था क्योंकि नहीं सर मुझे मज़ा नहीं आया शूट करने में आई टेल देम पैसा बाकी જ હજી લેવાના તો ઘણી વાર કહી દઉં તો કે હા યાર વો બાત નહીં બની સો દેન યુ ગો બેક એન્ડ શૂટ અગેન યુ ડોન્ટ ટેક ઇટ ઓન યોર ઈગો કે શું વાત કરે તું યાર હું આટલા પ્રોજેક્ટ કરું ને તારા આવડો નાના પ્રોજેક્ટમાં તું મને કહી ગયો રાઈટ કે પૈસા બાકી છે એટલે તમે કહી રહ્યા છો મને પણ એવું સો દેટ હોલ થિંગ વિચ યુ હેવ લર્ન ફ્રોમ દેટ્સ ટુ એક્સેપ્ટ criticism is very important and that whole idea of understanding that you are still a nobody in today's world there's so many people better than you and basically you need to be somewhere has to be there in you.
What's your favorite lens if you have a favorite lens?
The one which is with me at that time right so it's rather having a camera with you is important than not having a camera એટલે એ વખતે જે તમારી પાસે છે that is the best thing.
આ જે જેટલા બી આપણે ફોટોગ્રાફ્સ જોયા આ બધામાં કયા કયા લેન્સ એટલે આર્કિટેક્ચર માટે વોટ્સ યોર ગો ટુ થિંગ ઓર પોર્ટ્રેટ્સ માટે વોટ્સ યોર ગો ટુ
see if it's architecture it's like it's a very common thing that you need wide angle lenses because you need to shoot you need a mix of lenses because you're also showing you know some tight shots where you need to capture details so there's some lenses like 24-70 and all those lenses for them. I also use a lot of old school perspective corrective lenses, you know, so or the tilt shift lenses as you call them, or Nikon you call them the PC lenses. So we still use them a lot, although they are old school, but they still help you improve the whole experience of architectural photography. And when I'm shooting film, I like still to shoot more on prime lenses till date, because prime lenses are still my favorites when I'm shooting street and documentary because prime lenses have helped me understand the sense of space. So if I have a 35mm before even if I lift the camera to shoot I'm always aware that 35 se to aatlu જ દેખાશે. So when a magic is happening like if something was happening with Doshi's photograph I knew I had a 28mm and I can see only this much. So when I lift the camera for a second I don't have to zoom in zoom out think. I know 28 માં આટલું જ દેખાશે you pick it click it put it down. You know, so every photographer needs to first start his career on prime lenses so he understands the sense of space that his lens provides and then basically you know pick lenses as per the situation but shooting on primes is a must.
Do you have a shoot day routine or something like that? How do you get into the zone?
So I always start before sunrise and I always end after sunset. That's the shoot day routine. You just follow the sun wherever it goes.
As a creator what happens is now we are consuming a lot of things પહેલા આટલું બધું હતું નહીં સોશિયલ મીડિયા અને ડિજિટલ પ્લેટફોર્મ્સ ને બધાના કારણે there is a lot of consumption. How do you balance consuming things and creating things because where do you get the inspiration from?
See, basically creating things, if I'll tell you what, the problem that I see today, and I also face myself at times, is that basically if you're seeing and consuming too many things,
Yeah.
you are basically building formulas of success in your mind. હા કે બસ આવું આપણે ફોલો કરીએ ને એટલે આ સારું કારણ કે એને 1,500 લાઈક મળ્યા અથવા 1,500 લાઈક ના બી મળ્યા તો યુ લાઇક્ડ ઇટ સો યુ આર ઇમ્પ્રિન્ટિંગ ફોટોગ્રાફ્સ ઓન યોર બ્રેન and when you go out to shoot you try to replicate what you had seen so that is a mantra for which is the opposite of success. It's a short road to failure if you are basically trying to replicate things, so that is a big risk. So I see a lot of last year we did that trip, we'll come to that, but basically when we were or if we go out to shoot also, like last year I had also gone to some very renowned touristy places across the country also. So ત્યાં આગળી influencers and instagrammers had already reference images. એ લોકો ખોલીને બેઠા હતા કે આ મંદિરની આગે આ રીતે ઉભા રહીને પોઝ કર્યું તો ફોટો સારો હશે અને એ જ કરવાનો ટ્રાય કરે. પણ ભાઈ પેલા બેન કટરીના કૈફ હતા ને કપડાં સરખા પહેર્યા, તમે નથી તો કદાચ એવું નહીં લાગે. અને તમે એમથી એનાથી રૂપાળા હશો તો કદાચ ફોટોગ્રાફર એટલો સારો નહીં હોય. બધું સારું હશે તો લાઇટ સરખી નહીં હોય, પવન ઊંધી બાજુનો હશે. સો યુ નેવર ગોઈંગ ટુ રેપ્લિકેટ. સો વેન યુ સી ટુ મચ ડેટા and you are trying to replicate, you are killing yourself. So I try to consume less data, or I try to see, like if I'm shooting a lot of architecture, I try and see less of architectural images because I don't want to basically let other factors influence me, or I don't see too much of my work also. As I said, you go fresh to a situation and you react to whatever is happening. And but having said that, this whole idea of consuming Instagram has helped all of us grow in terms of work professionally, because the need for so many images has come because people want content for Instagram, right? So we are blessed in a way, and we are cursed also in a way.
Sir, one of the best things of this profession is we get to travel. How has travel made your life better? Not photography, life in general.
Obviously it's what more do you want in life that people pay you to travel? Right? So I always, as I said 2 times, that I am very amused and astonished people pay you to do what you like. એટલે લોકો કે તમને શું ગમે સાહેબ? કે મને તો ભાઈ આઈસ્ક્રીમ ખાતા ગમે, તો કે કામ કરું ને તમને 50,000 રૂપિયા આપું, તમે આઈસ્ક્રીમ ખાઓ ને રોજ, આ એવી વસ્તુ છે. એના ઉપરથી એક કામ કરો, તમે બીજા 50,000 આપું, તમે લદ્દાખ જઈને આઈસ્ક્રીમ ખાઓ, રાઈટ? તો it is like that. Like one, you are paid to do what you like, and secondly, you are also being paid to do what you also like in the world. That who doesn't like to travel, right? You like to travel, but obviously it is not always as rosy as you feel. I travel almost 200 days in a year, but we travel to the best places in the country and obviously in the world. So one thing is you travel alone. So it's not easy to leave your family and you tell them कि हूँ लद्दाख गए, US गए, London गए, हमारे. So you feel bad that you can't take them everywhere. But as an individual, the experiences that you gain and things that you learn, as cliched as it may sound, but it's amazing because you're meeting new people, and and I don't do only architecture. I shoot a lot of political shoots, and I also shoot a lot of documentary shoots. I shoot a lot of stories. So I travel to the remotest villages of the country. I travel to the best locations. So like recently I did a shoot on the story of water in the country, right? So we were shooting something where we had the biggest dams to the biggest filtration plants to just one tap being fitted in the remotest area near Spiti Valley, right? તો ત્યાં ઝરણામાંથી પાણી કઈ રીતે આવે, ફિલ્ટરથી ને એક નળમાં કઈ રીતે જાય, ત્યાંથી લઈને સાઉથ ઇન્ડિયામાં ધ બિગેસ્ટ ડેમ કયું છે ને એ કઈ રીતે ઓપરેટ થાય ને ટર્બાઇન. સો દેટ 1 month of shooting, traveling, you learn so much in life. Like કદાચ બુક્સમાં જ વાંચ્યું હશે. Like or for next month I am shooting a story on milk in the country, right? So I am going to document for 1 month, I am going to document how milk is transported. એટલે આપણે તો વિચાર્યું ને ઘરે તો દૂધ આવી જાય થેલીમાં, પણ અહીં સુધી આવ્યું કઈ રીતે? તો then I came to know કે કેરેલામાં તો લોકો છે ને ગાયમાંથી કાઢીને પછી બોટમાં લઈ જાય, જૈસલમેરમાં આઈ હર્ડ ઓફ અ સ્ટોરી જ્યાં એક ભાઈ રોજ 8 કિલોમીટર ઊંટ પર દૂધનું એક લગાડીને ડિલિવરી કરવા જાય.
Wow.
ત્યાંથી પછી how it is mixed, what happens, what are the cows, what are they fed, and so I'm already reading on it and learning so much, right? So that whole 1 month is already very exciting. So I try and mix and match the different kinds of shoots I do so that it keeps me interested. But as you said, for that I also ensure that I do spaces or things which lead me to travel, because it enhances your whole uh, experience of seeing things and elevates your lifestyle, uh, and makes you a better person, because you are moving to so many things and learning from people.